Hey there everybody, my name is Turnite, and today I'm going to show you the best settings for Bandicam. I'm going to cover some settings on Bandicam on how to get 720p and 30 FPS pretty easily. Keep in mind that the better your computer is, the better your recording is going to be. Like, I used to record on a laptop, and I was only getting 30, maybe a bit less FPS and 720p, and it took a very long time for me to render, and I also had to tweak some settings to get it to the correct way for me. I wasn't running on the best graphics as well, but now that I have a gaming PC, I can run it much better. But I'm going to show you if you just have kind of a generic PC, but still keep in mind that it varies on every PC. So here we are. So when you start up Bandicam, you'll most likely see this screen, and I'm going to pretty much go through everything. You may or may not have bought Bandicam. If you haven't, there will be a 10-minute cap on it, and I believe you can only go 720p, not 1080p. I don't think 60 FPS either. But anyways, there's that. And so I'm going to show you the settings for it. So first off, in general, you have your options. So right here, the output folder, this is where it will it will output the file that you recorded, which also goes into here. So anyways, what I suggest doing is uncheck this, and this is just whatever you want. So now head into advanced, and this is where you can get to the different stuff. I don't usually do this, but just head over to general. This is pretty much the same stuff, but this is also show FPS and captured video or image. Don't check that. Make sure it's unchecked. You can leave that on. I don't really like it. I don't use it. This doesn't matter. Just it doesn't matter. Whatever your preference is. That's like the little bubble in the bottom right corner. It'll pop up a notification if there is any. I've never gotten a notification, so I don't know. And then automatic, run Bandicam on Windows Startup and start full screen recording on Bandicam Startup. I don't use those. You can if you want, but whatever. Output, same thing. You can choose the type of thing it's called, so you can add a custom prefix. So you can call it recording, and then you can have the date and time, etc. And so you can create a subfolder for each one if you want as well. And I'm not too sure what this is. I don't really know. I've never actually looked into that. Hooking, make sure all of these are checked so you can get the most, I guess, so it'll work with most of your games the best way. And language, just your language, and then back in there. So FPS, I turn this off. I don't care about seeing my FPS. So you choose whatever you want in here. Doesn't matter. And so in the video, I have a numpad or a keypad on my keyboard, and I use the asterisk key or the multiply key to start and stop the recording. I don't use the pause anymore. I actually just stop the recording. It makes it easier for me to edit and add some sort of transition and etc. It makes it easier to break it up into different pieces. And show mouse cursor, that really depends on what you're recording. Like for tutorials, I show my mouse cursor. When I'm playing games, I don't generally do that. And click effects, again, tutorials, webcam overlay, personal preference. I don't have a webcam and I can't do one, so I don't have it on. And you can head into settings right here. This is where it can get a little confusing. Well, not really confusing, but it can get kind of frustrating in here if everything isn't set up correctly. So record sound, you want to have that checked, unless you're just doing some sort of time lapse or whatever. But anyways, save audio tracks while recording. What that will do, here, let me show you an example. So, testing 1, 2, 3. So I'll show you an example. So here we are. Let me go into my output folder, and this right here, this is the separate audio file that it will create. So for instance, in your editor, you can remove the audio from the normal video, so it'll just be your video, and you can tweak this in Audacity like I use. So that's just an example for that. Let me go back to game. So that's an example for there, and we were in Yeah, we were in here. Okay, so this one, always have your microphone on the first one. I don't really know why. I've just always been told that, and it just seems I can't totally remember I can't remember why. There's a certain reason, but I can't remember why. I would tell you if I knew it, but I can't remember it. In here, if you click setting, it just opens up your normal, like right click and recording devices. So you can tweak that. I usually always have my microphone I use for recording and headset set as default. I would do that if I were you too. And secondary device, either do default sound device. By the way, all these will vary depending on what type of system you have. I had a very hard time figuring out which ones worked, but as I just went through and tested all of them for about 15 minutes or so and looked at all of my settings, I was able to figure out what ones are the correct ones. So default sound device is if whatever you set is default playback device most of the time. Two sound mixing, this really depends on what you're recording. So if you're recording with multiple people, I suggest turning this off and also having it save audio tracks. So what you can do is, let's say your friends are really loud that you're recording with, and it's really loud in the recording. So if you save it as a separate audio track, it'll save two separate audio files. One will be your friends, it will be this sound device, and then one will be just your voice. So you can tweak separately. But yeah, it really depends on what you're recording. And my editor has it's a little weird how it works with the two audio tracks for one video. It doesn't like that. So what you could do as a fix is you could go into Audacity and import both of the audio files, and then in the end export it as one. That would kind of fix your problem with there, but I haven't been needing it for a while, so yeah, that's it. Push to talk or push to mute. Push to talk is it won't record any sound. If you're gonna do push to talk or push to mute, you'd put it as secondary sound device. But anyways, push to talk is, for instance, let's say you enable this and it will only record your voice when you're holding spacebar, or when you're muting yourself. Let's say it'll only record your voice, or it'll mute yourself when you are holding M or whatever. Just an example there. So webcam, again, this is if you have a webcam, you do the webcam, save it. You can save it as a separate video file. That might be handy. And you can change if it adds it to it, and you can choose your webcam format, etc. You can preview it and all that. I shouldn't have hit that, maybe? I don't know. I've never played with the webcam stuff. But yeah. And logo. You can add your own logo to your video, but if you're uploading it to YouTube, I just suggest using the Watermark Overlay. It's in the bottom right of the screen, like mine's there, and it's actually functional where you can hover over it and click subscribe. So yeah, and it's partially transparent. Effects, this is mouse click effects, and it'll highlight it as well. We already went over those. And options, I put this on high. Well, it really depends on your computer. General will make it so the recording quality may be a bit less. The higher you go, the higher the quality the recording is, but I guess less performance you'll experience in other applications. I don't know. I keep it on high. You can put it on highest. It's really just experiment with that, see what it is. And this, I believe, is checked by default. Uncheck this. This is really important. Uncheck this. And what it does is, let's say you're getting pretty bad frames and let's say you're recording in 30 FPS, but you're only getting 20 FPS. It will skip 10 frames of the recording. And so what that leads to is sometimes my video has gone out of sync with my audio sometimes, because it'll just totally skip. It'll stop recording, start recording. It'll skip it and won't save it to the output of the video when this is checked. So uncheck that, so it'll look like your screen pretty much, if that makes sense. I can try to explain it better if you need me to, but that's the best I can do pretty much. Use enhanced capture method. Yeah, yeah, just do it. It's doesn't really affect any performance, so I'll uncheck that. Whoa, never noticed that. Alright, this is where it can get a little tricky, and this is where it really depends on the type of computer you have. I may or may not have something installed, but what you should do, depending on your computer, and I'm going to go for the lower end computers, if you have kind of a hard time recording, output an AVI, it compresses it less, so it doesn't have to do as much work while you're recording. And change this, it depends on what you want it, but I always recommend doing a 16:9 resolution, and you can figure that out by dividing each of these numbers. First one, for instance, if you divide 1280, you get what I mean. It's a 16:9 resolution. For every 16 pixels in width, there's 9 in height. You understand? This is 1080p. You can do custom, but what I would always do is I did 720p, because that would get, I don't know, it would be HD, but it's not really intensive like 1080p sometimes is. And FPS, I don't know why they did this. This doesn't make any sense to me. So there's 29.970, and then there's 30. They're pretty much the same. I don't understand why they did this, but for instance, my editor is a little stupid in figuring out what FPS you have. I got it to work eventually, but anyways, if I select 30 FPS, it won't work in my editor. It won't take it. It doesn't want it. I have to select 29.970. I don't understand that. And in my editor, if I like in the editor, I can choose that I want that the recording I'm going to be outputting is 60 FPS. So when I hit 60 FPS, it's really looking for 59.940. So if I try to do this in here, it will say, no, that's incorrect. I don't understand why that happens. Whoops. But so I just recommend putting it on 29.970. It really depends. This one can be extremely different for a bunch of people. I'm going to go for oh shoot, I don't have it installed. I'm very sorry about that. I'm going to have to install it. But I will show you where to do that real fast right now. I think you will have to restart Bandicam. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, I'm going to show you. So I'll just hit OK on here real fast. Just remember where we were. And I'll X out of that. So if I head back into Google Chrome. And if you search up Lagarith lossless codec. Right there, it should be on, which one is it? Here we go. Alright, here it is. I recommend just getting the installer. It's the simplest way, so I'll install that up. And just for you guys, there you go, Norton. It says it's safe. So this is safe. And you say yes. Next. And boom. All it does is it just places a file into your codec settings, but it just asks for permission because it's going into the program files. So yeah, whoops, I opened up the wrong application. So open Bandicam again, and we'll head back into the same area. Once it starts up, there we go. Alright, so go back in video and hit settings, the bottom settings button. There we go. So this is all the same as you can see. So external codec, click the 3 dots after Microsoft Video 1, and then you'll see now you now have the Lagarith lossless codec. So hit configure, and then on mode, just leave it on RGB. Use multi-threading. Excuse me. Yeah, so use multi-threading, and I don't remember what this one is, but yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's just use multi-threading. I can't remember. I haven't done this in a really long time, so sorry about that. But now we're on the audio part. So audio, change it to PCM, stereo, and 48,000 hertz. So that'll get the best quality of audio for you. So then you can just hit OK. That'll save the settings, so you can see it down here now. And now we can head to image. This is totally optional. This is if you want to take a screenshot of the window you're capturing. So right now, let's say if I had Minecraft open, it would take a screenshot of Minecraft, but Minecraft already has its screenshot thing, so I mean, yeah, same thing pretty much. You can set a hotkey, or you can do repeat screen capture, where it'll just keep taking pictures over and over again. I don't recommend that. Show mouse cursor, I don't have that on. Shutter, I don't care about that. And high quality, this is totally optional. So now let's head to output. This is the area where you will see your videos and screenshots go. This is screenshots, this is the videos that output. And what you can do, here's a quick tip, you can sort it by the stuff. I always sort by name, so it's always the oldest one on top, so I just know I gotta edit that one first, and then it goes down the list. Personal preference there. But you can also click on this path right here, and it'll open it up. So there's a quicker way. I would always do right click, open output folder. Same thing, this is just a little quicker. Here they are. You can hit play. So when there's one in here, let me just do an example for you. Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. And go back to game. So you can hit play down here. You can double click this. Edit, which is Bandicut. I don't suggest using Bandicut. I've tried it before. You have to pay for it, which I think is just stupid. You have to pay for it, and all it does is just cut a little bit out of your video. That's it. And if you use the free version, it adds like a 5-second watermark to the front of it. I don't know. I think it's stupid. If you're gonna cut something, just use the YouTube video editor. Seriously, I think you can do it in there. Or just use Windows Movie Maker. Seriously, same thing. Or iMovie on Mac. But yeah, you can upload it directly to YouTube from here. No, man, never mind. You used to be able to upload it to YouTube, but not anymore. I don't know why they did that. And you can just delete it from here. So you can hit play. So open it up. Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. So I got the audio. So I'll just delete that. And now in the about section, I gotta remember to blur my email address out. Because I don't really want that on there. But anyways, yeah, this is where you can do an update check real fast. All sorts of stuff right there. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this. Let me just double check and see if I missed anything. Let's just see, did I miss? No, we covered that. Oh, autocomplete recording. Okay, I mean, they have this on here, I guess. I don't know. I guess this is a way that you can, so let's say you're recording something like something similar to what is it? What was it? The Java Factory Tacky Classic series with the Yogscast. I guess you could do something similar like them. I don't know if they used anything like this, but this is a way you could do it. You could save yourself some editing time, because I found that it seemed like they would continuously record for a long time, and then they would chop up the recording into different videos. So it's like the one long recording session makes a bunch of videos. So what you could do is, by recording time, let's say you want a 15-minute video. So yeah, a 15-minute video. Every 15 minutes, it'll stop the recording and start a new recording. So yeah, that's an example of how to cut it up pretty easily. Or you can do file size. I just leave it on disable. I don't use it because all my recording time varies. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends or the public. And comment if you have any questions. Oh, and before I go, I just remembered this. I want to cover these two options right here. I forgot to do that. So screen recording mode, this one's pretty simple, self-explanatory. It records your screen. So you can choose the size here. You can do full screen. Like, no, what did I click? Okay. Like here's a little behind the scenes thing. When I would record Happy Wheels, I forgot that you could go full screen in Happy Wheels. So what I would do is I would create a preset. Like, I sized it just perfectly. I sized it for Happy Wheels, and so it would go to the middle of my screen, and I would just scroll down one time, just move the scroll wheel once, and then Happy Wheels would be right in the middle of the screen. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that that was a really bad way to do it, because the output quality would be fairly bad. It wouldn't necessarily look 720p because it's panning and zooming in on something on my screen that was small. So yeah, but I just went like that. You can create different presets, all sorts of stuff, and exit Bandicam, which I'm going to do right now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I already said this, but give it a thumbs up if I helped you out at all. It really makes me feel good, and yeah. So subscribe if you haven't already done so, because I do tons of different videos, live streams, lots of Minecraft stuff, I do some horror games, like I said, Happy Wheels, lots of tutorials as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Hey everybody, my name is Turner, and welcome back to Legit Minecraft episode 8. Hey. Hey everybody, my name is... Hey everybody, my name is Turner, and welcome back to Legit Minecraft episode 9. I can't believe we're already on this episode, that's awesome. But let me get straight into what I want to talk about in this episode, what we're going to do. I've been talking about building some redstone features around the place, and I think one that would be good to start with is a automatic